and gentlemen. Today is Soaring Sundays, and that means that we've gone all the way through the week. We've gone all the way through, and this is part of the Frequency of Abundance group. You can get our free group over on LinkedIn. Just type the Frequency of Abundance under groups. Join us and enjoy all of this content and so much more. There's a small paid group that we have. It's a private community as well. By all means, you can join us there and you can get access to us, access to incredible people, deeper dives, more personalized one-on-one attention, all those kind of fun things. I'll put my contact in the chat so that everybody before the end of this, you can see it and you can get a hold of me if it helps and serves you. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Natan Verkhovsky. I'm the founder of 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝘀 Creative Agency. I've also been an elite energy coach for, almost 30 years now. And had about 15,000 people go through my hands, wrote a couple best-selling books on energy management and how to get in the zone and stay there, probably as long as you need to get a couple days worth of work done in one. Where today, and why it's called Soaring Sundays, and today's specific topic about realigning yourself for next week, this is an interesting time, both in times of the calendar, in times of the year, in times of what's going on in the world. It is a very important exercise to make sure that you're in alignment with you. So on Soaring Sunday, sometimes in order to soar even higher and even farther, what you have to do is ground yourself first and make sure that you're 100% connected and in alignment. And sometimes you may need a little course correction. That's why Sundays are great days to do a realignment and get yourself situated for the rest of the week coming up. So where we're looking at and having fun and playing with today, we're coming through the ability to realign for next week. And we take it by week. So if you're off, during the day, there's little cute things that you can do any given time, from breathing to taking a walk to lots of little ways in the moment in the day. But what about if we plan out for the whole week? So let's say you wanted to refocus your energy and make sure there's going to be productive for the week ahead. This is the time to map out any obvious pitfalls. So if you know that Thursday is a big day for whatever reason, a large presentation or something important's happening, or you got a couple client things that are going to be going on, Thursday is going to be an energy draining day for you. That means go to bed early on Wednesday. That means eat a good breakfast on Thursday. That means resist distractions and resist rabbit holes that you could run down that are emotional nightmares and vampires, and it'll take all your energy. So don't get into fights. Don't, resist the bait and don't take the bait, resist. That'll be one of the ways that you can make sure that that you go, if I need to be super productive on Thursday, this is how I'll make sure. So it's about refocusing your energy. Now, another way to look at this, especially if you're looking at better balance, better clarity, you can start mapping it out in your day. You can absolutely take a look and see, okay, when are my highs? When are my lows? Do I naturally, feel better at this time of the day or that time of the day? People say I'm not a morning person or this and that. I'm like, biologically speaking, we're all kind of morning people. We're sort of built that way. So when you go to bed and you sleep and you've been resting for 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, and you wake up and you've also been fasting for 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, and you are at the peak of your energetic level for that day. That's why we're all morning people. And if you're not feeling that vibe, there's going to be some things that you can do to correct that, because you're not in balance with where your body naturally would be at that time of day. That's going to help you when you want more balance. Kind of comes on the teeter-totter with more clarity. So the more clarity that you have on an idea, the more in balance you'll be. And if the ultimate balance is you serving you kind of need that balance to be right. So better balance of your time, of your energy, of your day. Being able to do that better balance assures you that you'll have the clarity when you need it, because sometimes that's the most important thing you can have in a moment. Knock on wood, heaven forbid, if you're in a situation where something was an emergency medical situation and something needed to be done, you can't be freaking out. You can't be going, You need that clarity. So the more in balance you are, the better you can get into that balance, the better you'll have the clarity. So the first point, we're talking about refocusing your energy for the productive week ahead, knowing which are going to be the energy pitfalls and the days that you're going to need more juice and then being prepared before, during, and after that event date to make sure that you did that right. Now we're also talking about ways that you can get better balance and how that immediately, like seesaw, directly relates to clarity. And so if we were to look at that, that would be more on a daily basis. You're constantly like a, captain course correcting that sailboat. Because if you know sailing, it's not in a straight line. It's with the wind pushing you this way, but a little bit forward. And then now the wind moves and that's this way now, but you're still always moving on down the road. You're always going forward, just not as direct. So, excuse me, you can see why I have water. So in that context, on a daily basis, you're mapping out better balance in order to have more clarity. On a weekly basis, you're refocusing your energy, figuring out the days that you're going to need more of it, and then planning yourself energetically accordingly. Now, what if we want to set intentions? So we want to really align ourselves, but also really stay on track with our goals. We probably want to put down a couple of those goals on paper, maybe even once on paper, put them up. If you love Post-it notes, give yourself a Post-it note and then put it up and look at it and think about it and reflect on it and say it out loud and say it in your head. And the more engaged you are with that, the more energetic transfer will happen. So when we talk about processes like manifestation, the more you're involved with that idea, the more it goes from crazy, unbelievable, impossible, to maybe, possible, to probable, okay, likely, yeah, no, that's going to happen for sure now. And to go all the way from that's crazy, I'm not even going to throw that out in the universe, that's too wild, to that's going to happen, could really be in a minute, in a day, in an hour, in an instant. Time is not really a relative factor on this one. It doesn't have any gravity. So if time isn't a restrictor, what we want to do is make sure that we set the right goals, interesting goals, inspirational goals, goals that make us go, wow. And that's something that'll keep making you motivated to do it. Now, in terms of setting intentions to stay on track with your goals, there's a very big difference between affirmations, words that we say to go, I'm good people and children and small animals like me, and gosh darn it, I'm okay. Those are affirmations, and that's fine. But if we wanted to do incantations, words spoken to evoke power, those are different. Those are done in present tense. Those are done as if you future cast and found that thing that you want, that experience, that personality, that car, that money, that lifestyle, that whatever it is, tangible, intangible. You take that and you use that in the present sense as if you already have that. And you're thanking the universe for giving you that because you already have that. And the closer your alignment comes to that, the faster the manifestation begins. So get your goals. And then when you're setting your intention to stay on track on your goals, you don't use affirmations like, I will do journaling every day, or I like writing out my goals. That's not going to be the same power as if we wanted to do an incantation. So that same version would be, in an incantation, I find strength and power every day in every one of my goals as I accomplish them every day. That seems to motivate me to want to do the things that I already said I'm going to be doing. So it's kind of giving you an extra little boost, like a little support mechanism just for you. And it's you on you, helping you. So you can't be vague or fuzzy about this. Nothing will happen. You really, really need clarity. Working backwards, the clarity comes from the balance. The balance and clarity are on a daily basis to course correct like a ship captain. And that's all coming from finding out where you need to spend your energy and where you can save it next week. So as we're setting intentions, now we're speaking incantations, words spoken to invoke power. And we align that incantation with our goals. That puts us on track mentally and emotionally and spiritually for next week. Mentally, we've mapped out the days that we're going to need more juice and how we're going to get it and from where that extra little juice is coming from. So if we've done the mental and we've done the emotional, the only thing left to do then would be physical. On the physical level, it's Sunday. It's a chance to realign. What do you like to do? What have you not done that you used to like to do? What did you want to do, but for some reason there's 13 other things pulling you in 14 other directions, and you just don't give yourself permission to feel that you're strong enough, powerful enough. Darn it, you're good enough. You deserve to do whatever the heck you want to do today. And you'll get back to the realigning for next week. You'll get back to the busy work, the mom or dad work, the partner or parent work. You'll get back into that. There's always enough time. We tell people that sometimes you need to take that car with all the problems that you have in the world in it and just park it somewhere. Don't worry. No one will ever steal your problem. That car's going to stay parked wherever you left it. And don't worry, you won't forget where you left it. It's one of those rare things that we don't forget the problems. So knowing that we can do that, what is your excuse? What's your reason that you won't give back to you? It'll help serve everyone else so much better. They the airplane people, right? They tell you put your air mask on first. You can't help your kid first if you're going to pass out. So you got to put your mask on first. That's clarity. And especially in an intense situation. So it's so important that you have that available for you. Now, when we're going to be looking at week after week of doing these incredible daily events where we're coming across on any given day. So let's say you wanted to do Monday, Motivational Mondays. Mondays are Motivational Mondays, and we have a guest speaker every Monday. Tuesday, Triumphant Tuesdays, you get me, and I'll be talking on a different topic every Tuesday. Wednesdays, Winning Wednesdays, another guest expert speaker. Thriving Thursdays, a little old me. And that brings us to Fearless Fridays, which is another guest industry expert. So if you'd like to speak on any topic of your choice that you are an expert in, if you'd like to be over here and having these type of events and things created for you, here, I'll put my contact in the chat. Reach out to me. There we go. And let me know if there's a way that we can help, if there's a way that we can serve you, if there's a way that we can interconnect and play all in the same sandbox. That's a beautiful thing. So as we're finishing off the week, we're looking at Successful Saturdays and Soaring Sundays, both of which I take care of just to really give you guys a chance to come into some of the engagement, both from some of the energy work that I've been doing for decades. And at the same time, we'll also be going over some of the other things like building a community, like being an agency owner, like being a coach, like taking time for yourself, like realigning for next week, which is what we've been talking about today. So in this context, you can always join us. You know that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all week long, it's always at 10 a.m. Eastern, live. Facebook, LinkedIn, those are our key demographics, a little YouTube action, why not? And at the same time on the weekends, I don't mind letting people have a little more time for themselves. Maybe they sleep in a bit, maybe they go to church, maybe they do both. It's not my concern or my interest. What I am interested in is if at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturdays and Sundays, you can take 15, 20, maximum 30 minutes out of your time in order to do a soaring Saturday, in order to do a successful Sunday, and give it to yourself as a little treat. It's minutes, and it's something just for you. So if you want that as your own, selfish little personal thing, do it. If it serves you and you want to like, comment, and share, do it. If you want to reach out to me and see if there's ways we can explore, play, do it. If you want to come and be a guest on the show, do it. If you think somebody else might want to come and play in our little sandbox, do it. Be a good person. Help. Go out of your way for the others. And that just takes care of itself. Number one, it'll help you realign because you needed to take that moment to pause. You needed to take that moment to reset. And you needed to take that moment to reflect. So knowing that you'll have that chance to go forward, see where your energetic, See where your energetic pitfalls are coming up. See where there's going to be places that you might be surprised, but there might be the same way that you know that this next Thursday is going to be really, really draining. Know that let's say next week Saturday is the exact opposite. Everyone's leaving you alone. You don't have any commitments. You don't have any responsibilities. No family, no friends, nothing. The day is to yourself for whatever reason. Either created, man-made and arbitrarily like that, or maybe it was just naturally created that way. People are going in and out of town or whatever is the situation. But know that we've only got a couple more of these successful Sundays. Successful Saturdays and soaring Sundays. We only got a few more before the holidays. So whatever persuasion you are, whether you celebrate religiously or not, whether you just partake in the holidays or not, a lot of the rest of the world is. And so that causes just a generic level of intense excitement. And sometimes that can also be a nervous energy. Sometimes a lot of those things can be very stressful. So you want to make sure that in these next couple of weeks, tune in every day, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m., weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. Get yourself realigned. Know that energetically you're going to be okay. You're going to get through the holidays. You're going to get into the new year. It's going to be fine. Between family, friends, the weather, politics, religion, anything, right? So much awesomeness. Make sure you take the time to pause, reset, and realign yourself for next week. That's what we talked about today. That's where we had a chance to refocus your energy. We had a chance to gain some practical tips for better balance and clarity. And hopefully now you have a different way to set intentions so that you can stay on track with your goals a little bit differently and hopefully in a better way as well. So I want to thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to give you back your Sunday, let you realign for next week, because this is a little bit of a homework one. This isn't a one and done and watch and have some fun and you're like, things to think about. No, these are things you need to do. So they're on you, they're for you, they're about you. Go have some fun. Go be with you. I'm Natan Verkhovsky. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning's exciting. Got a guest speaker coming. I'm going to give you a hint. So